Good morning, students. This is 10th standard biology video class, video 9. In this video, we are going to continue the lesson reproduction in plants and animals. Dear students, in the previous video class, we have seen gametogenesis. That means formation of sperm in the testis, formation of ova in the ovary. So that is known as gametogenesis. Then we have seen structure of sperm and structure of ovum. Then puberty. What is menstrual cycle? What are all the activities which are taken place during menstrual cycle? And different steps of the menstrual cycle. Everything we have seen in the previous video class. Now we are going to see the personal hygiene topic in this video. Dear students, see the personal hygiene. Personal hygiene means to maintain our body clean and healthy, or it is otherwise known as personal cleanliness is known as personal hygiene. Every person which are doing the personal hygiene at every day, with the help of this personal hygiene, we are practicing our body healthy and clean. Not only that, we have to maintain the social hygiene. What is social hygiene? We have to maintain the environment is also clean. For that, we have to take proper care of our surroundings or environment. The main aspects of the hygienes are body hygiene. That means keep your body clean and healthy. Food hygiene. That means we have to take with the proper food at regular intervals and also clean food. Then sanitary hygiene. That means our surroundings as well as your house should be kept clean. That means throwing the waste material in the garbage. Not throwing in front of your house or others' house. Not throwing the garbages in the street or an environment. We have to use the dustbin to throw the food material. That is known as sanitary hygiene. And also we have to keep our surroundings or environment clean. That is known as hygienic environment. So this is the personal hygiene. First, we are going to see body hygiene. Dear students, each and every person with a different age group, we are maintaining our body hygiene. That means daily we are taking the bath, washing our clothes, dry clothes we are wearing. Then we are washing our hands at regular intervals. Nowadays, we are in pandemic period. That means a coronavirus is affecting some people. Some people is also affected by this coronavirus. So for that, our government is also giving certain precautionary actions. That is, wear mask, wash your hands regularly, avoid spitting mucus on the road. So these are all how to wear the mask. These are all the precautions given by the government in this pandemic period, so that we have to maintain the body hygiene. So for that, see the paragraph. We have to take bath regularly. So daily we have to take the bath and keep the clean skin. Keeps the skin clean and also free from the germs. If you are taking bath only, we are free from the disease causing germs. Likewise, our hair should be kept clean by frequent washing. That means head bath. Then mouth should be washed after every meal. That means whenever you are taking any food material, a regular rituals, morning, afternoon and night, and also snacks also we are taking, tea, coffee like that. At every meal, we have to wash our mouth. And last point, see that one, it's very, very important. We must wash our hands many times during the day. So those are all the different hygienic process of our body. Next hygienic body is cloth towels used to dry. That means you have to dry it in the sunlight. That towel only used. Our hands or our body should be dried after each use and laundered regularly. That means our clothes which we are using, that should be washed regularly and dry it in the sunlight. That will be taken at regular activities. Then we have to wash our clothes which we are wearing and also handkerchief which we are using. Then undergarments, that means underwears, and socks should be washed daily. And also washing prevents body odor, infections and skin irritations. If you are washing our clothes regularly, which prevents our body odor, that means smell from the body, infections, that means wounds which are taken place due to some external factor, and skin irritations, everything should be prevented by washing the body. So these are all the activities which we can maintain our body hygiene. Next one, toilet hygiene. Dear students, not only the personal hygiene, we have to maintain the general health of our body. That should be taken at regular activities. Parents should guide their children how to use the toilets at homes, in schools and the other public places. That will protect the children from the various contagious, that means disease infections. Contagious infections and diseases. Infections means some kinds of wounds or problems. The following measures of toilet hygiene are: the floors of the toilet should be maintained dry and clean. If it is dry, means it will reduce the bad odor, that means smell, and also infection from the microorganism. Then the toilet flush handles, door knobs, faucets, paper towel dispensers, light switches and walls should be cleaned with disinfectants to kill harmful germs and bacteria. So these are all the things which you are using in the toilet. Handle of the flush toilet, door knobs, faucet, paper towel dispensers, light switches and walls. So these things are sprayed with some disinfectants to kill harmful germs and bacteria. Then our hands should be washed thoroughly with the soap before and after toilet using. So these are all the 3 measures which we can used in the toilet hygiene. Is the important book back question. So next we are going to see menstrual and napkin hygiene. It is for the girl and the woman. The woman's health is depend upon the level of cleanliness and also keep free from the skin and genitourinary tract infection. So by maintaining the cleanliness of our body, it is free from the disease of skin and genitourinary tract infection, that is known as vagina. First one, menstrual hygiene. So menstrual hygiene is very, very important for overall health of the woman. The different ways of menstrual hygiene are: sanitary pad should be changed regularly to avoid infection due to microbes from vagina and spread from the genitals. So vagina and genitals are prevented by changing the sanitary pad regularly to avoid infections. Use of warm water to clean genital helps to get rid of menstrual cramps. That means the vagina and genitals are washed with warm water to avoid the menstrual problems, that is menstrual cramps. So at the time of menstrual period, wear loose cloth rather than the tight fitting cloths, which will get the airflow around the genitals and prevent sweating. If you are wearing tight dress means it will create sweating. To avoid that one, we have to wear the loose cloth. So these are all the different menstrual hygiene. Dear students, see the do you know paragraph. Every year May 20th is observed as a menstrual hygiene to make girls and women maintaining menstrual hygiene and important for their good health. So this some awareness program is also given through films, discussions and campaigns menstrual hygiene. So this is a one mark question every year. May 28th is celebrated as an menstrual hygiene day. Dear students, that body hygiene, toilet hygiene and menstrual hygiene, everything is important. Book back and book inside. 4 mark question and also 2 mark question. Now we are going to see napkin hygiene. After using the napkin, what we have to do, that one, that is said to be napkin hygiene. So this napkin hygiene to created among the school girls by the parents and the teachers. How to use the napkin and their disposal. They have to follow these ways. The sanitary pad and tam-tams, that is cloth which are used, wrapped properly and then discarded. That means throw it away or it should be buried because they can spread infection. Sanitary pad or tampon should not be flushed down the toilet. We should not throw it in the toilet and flush it. Napkin incinerators are to be used properly for disposal of used napkin. Incinerators means burning of napkin. That should be maintained properly for disposal of used napkins by burying or burning the napkin pads. So this is the different way to maintain the napkin hygiene. Dear students, the menstrual hygiene scheme provide subsidized sanitary napkins was launched by the Health Ministry in the year 2011. In Tamil Nadu, UNICEF has developed affordable incinerator. Incinerator means burning the napkins. That uses firewood to handle sanitary napkin waste at schools, and special wells are means a small cavity which created to burn the napkins are equipped where sanitary napkins are composted. So the buried napkins are put into the well and should be covered with the soil. That is said to be composted. Afterwards it is modified into decayed matter. So that is said to be special wells are equipped where sanitary napkins are composted. So this is said to be the information given by menstrual hygiene by Health Ministry in the year 2011. So dear students, in this video we have seen how we can able to maintain the body hygiene, then how to use the toilet, and also how to keep the toilet clean. Then during menstrual period, how we can able to use the sanitary pads and what type of clothes we have to wear. Then napkin hygiene, after using the napkin, we have to maintain the napkins by the incinerators, that means burning the napkin to avoid genital problems and also vagina infection. Dear students, I hope have you all understood what are all the topics taught in the video. Up to this lesson is over. In the next video class, we are going to start the new lesson. God bless you. All the best, children.